Hello, we are Group 10 and our topic is culinary tourism. We would like to introduce culinary tourism focusing on Korea and China. Culinary tourism is a special purpose tour in which food is the main interest. It is not at the level of finding and eating delicious food while sightseeing, but the main purpose of tourism is food. It is the pursuit of unique and memorable eating and drinking experiences both near and far. It includes activities such as taking cooking classes, going on food or drink tours, attending food and beverage festivals, shopping at specialty retail spaces. Then why is culinary tourism important? The main reason is the economic effect. According to the World Food Travel Association, food and beverage expenses account for 15 to 35% of all tourism spending, depending on the affordability of the destination. This means that since the proportion of money spent on food is relatively large, it brings a lot of economic benefits to tourist areas. Using this, it will be possible to help revitalize the local economy through culinary tourism. Likewise, culinary tourism is a kind of cultural tourism because you can feel the culture and history of the country through food. In particular, in the case of traditional food, you can feel both local characteristics and culture, so we will introduce Korean and Chinese culinary tourism based on traditional food in this presentation.
If you want to enjoy perfectly our culinary tourism, we should learn about food that represents the country. So let's take a look at food culture based on the case of Korea and China. Korea is geographically located close to China, so it has a lot in common. For example, they eat rice and grain food as a staple food and side dishes with other foods. They have various assembly methods to make different tastes with the same ingredients. And they use a combination of seasonings to reveal the unique taste of food. Although these two countries have a lot in common, there is a big difference in food due to the different lifestyles of ethnic group, geographical locations, environmental and climate conditions of each country. Therefore, there is a big difference between the traditional and the regional cuisine. Traditional cuisines are foods and dishes that are passed through generations or which have been consumed many generations. It is traditional in nature and may have a historic precedent in a national dish, regional cuisine, or local cuisine. One of the representative traditional foods of Korea is kimchi. Kimchi is a preserved food that our ancestors, who had a hard time eating vegetables in the winter, started making in a winter style. Nowadays, it is globalized all over the world and it is an indispensable food in any Korean family. Next is bibimbap. Bibimbap, which uses a variety of seasonal ingredients from each region to create a harmonious taste, is also traditional Korean food. And my favorite is japchae. It is a Korean food with a deep tradition and good taste that captivated the kings of the Joseon dynasty in the 17th century, and even to this day it's still great for children and adults. And the last food is bulgogi. Bulgogi is thinly sliced marinated beef grilled on a griddle. In the past, only the wealthy could eat it, and it was a very special food. Let's talk about the local cuisine. The term local cuisine means food developed through the use of local specialties, cooking by secret methods that have been uniquely passed down in the region, or through cultural events in the region as a concept of consultation rather than traditional food. Let's look at the differences in food by region of Korea. In the northern part of the Korea, summer is short and winter is long. So the seasoning of the food is bland compared to the south, and the spicy taste is less. On the other hand, in the southern regions, the food is more salty, spicy, and uses a lot of seasoning. Jeolla province is a place where rich people have been delivering good food for generations in the past. Therefore, people in this area enjoy putting a lot of food on the table, surprise outsiders, and show a lot of food skills to people. Jeolla province is geographically surrounded by the Yellow Sea and the South Sea, so this region full of seafood. And there is a wide Honan plain with a good land where farming is possible, so rice is abundant. And food are often salty due to the warm climate. In addition, in this province, deep mountains are famous. So there are many precious products from the mountains. The food is diversified. Gyeongsang province has a similar geographical location to Jeolla province, but the types of seafood are different, and food is saltier and spicier. Gyeongsang province fish is famous for its quality and taste, so it is considered as precious food like meat. The taste of fish is so good that Andong city of the Gyeongsang province makes mackerel dishes so delicious with just one salt without any seasoning, and it has become a local specialty of Andong city. Jeju Island is divided into mountain, rural, and sea villages, and the lifestyles of the people are different, so the sources of food are diverse. Jeju Island has a small land, so rice can hardly be produced, and grains such as beans, barley, buckwheat, and etc. are produced. Their foods are mainly made of fish, vegetables like a potato or sweet potato, and other seafood. Jeju people's diligent and simple characteristics appear in food, so they do not prepare much food, add a lot of seasoning, or mix various ingredients. It is characterized by keeping the natural taste of each ingredient intact.
Next, let's look at the central part of Korea. The central region can be divided into Seoul, Gyeonggi-do, Gangwon-do, and Chungcheong-do. The first is Seoul. You can enjoy the taste of Joseon in Seoul. Seoul is the capital of the Joseon dynasty, and there are many kinds as various ingredients gathered from all over the country. Since the area had been inhabited by royalty, the formality and style of the food are important, making it pretty small and stylish. Representative foods of Seoul include 신선루, 탕평채, 설렁탕, and 해장국. 탕평채 is a food that is mainly eaten in spring by making mung jelly, cutting it into small pieces, mixing stir-fried meat, water parsley, and seaweed, and mixing it with red pepper paste. The food name 탕평채 comes from the food that first appeared at the time of King Yeongjo's discussion of Tangpyeong policy to cooperate well. In addition to food, you can also visit traditional markets such as Gwangjang Market to enjoy culinary tourism. Gwangjang Market is Korea's representative traditional market. Next, Gyeonggi-do is close to Seoul, so there are many similar foods. Representative foods of Gyeonggi-do include dorengi tteokguk and pyeonsu in Kaesong. Enjoying traditional food is good, but I recommend Icheon Rice Culture Festival as a way to fully enjoy culinary tourism in Gyeonggi-do. Icheon rice has been the best rice that have been offered to the king every year since ancient times, and even now, Icheon rice for the king is treated as the best rice. This festival is an agriculture festival held every October in Icheon-si, and the festival features various events, performances, and food. In addition to tasting food made of Icheon rice, you can experience traditional games such as jibolnori and straw crafts. Icheon is holding this festival to inherit and develop Korea's rice culture and traditional agriculture. This is a good opportunity to experience various cultures related to agriculture. The third is Gangwon-do. Yeongdong is near to the sea and eats a lot of sashimi, while in Yeongso, a mountainous region, foods such as corn, potatoes, and buckwheat have developed. Representative local foods include potato rice, buckwheat noodles, and potato songpyeon. There is a tourist destination I would like to recommend regarding buckwheat. It is a buckwheat flour of the Yuza culture village in Bongpyeong. The village of Changdongni Bongpyeongmyeon is spectacular with white buckwheat flowers blooming every fall in a field. After looking at buckwheat flowers, there are many Bongpyeong-style buckwheat noodles restaurants nearby, so I recommend to eat it. It must have a distinctive feature from buckwheat noodles in other regions. Due to its image as a hardy plant, buckwheat has tended to be considered only eaten by poor farmers in the mountains of Gangwon-do, but recently its nutritional value has been re-examined and has become popular as a health food. You will be attracted to the savory taste of buckwheat. Lastly, 충청도. Its food is characterized by a light and savory taste, and it is often seasoned with soybean paste. The inland areas of 충청도 have developed wild vegetable food. 도리뱅뱅이, salted oysters, and pumpkin bumbo are famous as local foods. At the Lee Yun-sun Institute for Local Food Development, you can make Jecheon Harbor rice cake 승감초 단자. 승감초 has been widely used as a medicinal ingredient to refer to Korean angelica leaves. Here you can make rice cakes with food master Lee Yun-sun.
This is Yuji speaking. I want to introduce characteristic of Chinese food. The traditional Chinese meal regard grains as the staple food and livestock, fruit, and vegetables as the non-staple food. From the perspective of cooking method, there are various ways of cooking: frying, stirring, smoking, and so on. Under the influence of the cultural traditions, ethnic custom, and other factors, different cuisine with local characteristics have been formed. Generally, it can be roughly summed up as salty in the north, sour in the west, spicy in the south, sweet in the east. What I want to introduce today is the Sichuan area that I like and have more characteristic. Sichuan cuisine with strong local flavor is one of the 8 major cuisine in China. The biggest feature of Sichuan cuisine is the seasoning, which uses a wide range of ingredients with many deep flavors, with the most prominent spicy flavor. The reasons for this eating habit: Sichuan has been known as the land of abundance since ancient times. There are both mountains and rivers in the territory. The 4 seasons are evergreen. So there are many wide cooking materials like fish, shrimp, crab, and turtles in the rivers. There are all kinds of fat, tenders, and delicious livestock, and all kinds of fresh vegetables all year round. There are a wide variety of seasoning with a good texture, such as salt, sugar, vinegar, soy sauce, watercress, Sichuan peppercorn, pickles, chili peppers, etc. All provide a good material basis for the cooking of Sichuan dishes and their infinitely varied seasonings.
Food Rangers, we're going deep into the heart of Sichuan and Chengdu to taste one of the most painfully spicy meals in the world. This is home of spicy and mouth-numbing Szechuan cuisine. So if you love spice, you're in for a treat, because this is one of the most spiciest and fragrant meals you can eat in the whole world. Let's eat.
All right. Super spicy spice mix, and we're just gonna put that right in as well. Oh, I don't know how much trouble I'm getting myself into right now. This is gonna be an intense hot pot delight. So we've also got which is lotus root. We have some beautiful chopped up shrimp. So we have some nice chopped up shrimp we can add in there. Those will be delicious. Oh yeah. And I think we're gonna let those cook now. I don't know what I'm getting myself into here. Look at that. That just looks deadly. This is full-on Sichuan experience. You've got to come to the heart of Sichuan to get this. We are in Chengdu, the land of spicy, numbing, fragrant cuisine, the land of plentiful flavor, the land of plenty. It's all here.
The influence of meal on Sichuan cuisine have become backbone of Sichuan tourist industry. To travel to Sichuan, you must eat special Sichuan cuisine. Tourists are very satisfied with their sensory and spiritual experiences, and they will leave a deep impression even if they leave Sichuan.